Well, I talk about this. It seems like incessantly. I feel like I do because it's just becoming a thing I'm noticing even more and more in the marketplace, and that is we are raising a generation that is digitally stupid. If you don't realize that what you say on the internet cannot eventually be traced back to you, you're a fool. And the pictures that you post on the internet are there forever. Forever. And when you say something on Twitter, everyone can see it. When you say something on Facebook, everyone can see it. Twitter is like the old-fashioned country party line. In the old days, when the phone systems were first put in out in the country, not everybody, but most people shared a line, and so while you were talking to your friend, your neighbor could actually pick up and listen in. If you remember the old sitcom Green Acres from 1,000 years ago, there was a lot of episodes with that in it. That's what Twitter is, and as savvy as you would think that these youngsters are, they've grown up with these technologies at their fingertips, and they are making huge mistakes. Seniors graduating from college this month and next month are finding out that the topless spring break pictures they posted are showing up in their interview when they're trying to get a job. People check your Facebook page. They want to see who you, purport to be. I was going to say who you really are. And the number of people who no longer have the ability to do conflict, that have what we call digital courage, meaning they don't have the backbone to face someone and say something, so they resort to anonymous, behind an icon, hate going out to their friends, teenagers doing this to each other, and a lot of you posting behind icons comments on articles and negative things about public figures or building hate sites, but you don't have the courage to say it's you. You're just a coward. You're just a straight up coward. You're not making social commentary about anything except you. That's the only social commentary you're making. And this comes out this week from CNN. This is what got me started on it. The former head of a private preparatory school in Miami, Florida, is out an $80,000 discrimination settlement after his daughter boasted about it on Facebook. Patrick Snee, 69, the former head of Gulliver Preparatory School, filed an age discrimination complaint when his 2010-11 contract wasn't renewed. The school and Snee came to an agreement in which Snee would be paid $10,000 in back pay and an $80,000 settlement. Gulliver Schools also agreed to cut Snee's attorneys a check for $60,000. So it's $150,000. But before the ink could dry on the deal, Snee's daughter took to Facebook boasting, "Mama and Papa Snee won the case against Gulliver. Gulliver is now officially paying for my vacation to Europe this summer. Suck it." Snee's daughter blasted the message. Her 1,200 Facebook followers saw it, which included many current and former Gulliver students. Word of the post spread like wildfire back to school officials. Within a few days, Gulliver Schools sent a letter to Snee's attorneys stating that Snee had broken a confidentiality agreement that said he would not be receiving the $80,000 settlement. The agreement stated that neither Snee nor his wife could speak about the settlement to anyone except for his attorneys and other professional advisors, which of course does not include his daughter and does not include 1,200 of her Facebook followers. $80,000. Now, to start with, I'm just really glad that this little girl's not going to get to go to Europe. It just gives me great joy. and I'm really glad because, I mean, it's her dad's fault, too. because he raised this little monster. I mean, my kids were not perfect. They could raise Cain. I'll just tell you, they know how. But I gotta tell you, man, to post something like that on a social media site, forget if it actually had anything to do with the legal settlement or not, and in violation of that. This is just a kid this is the stuff kids put on the websites. This is how they talk. This is the kind of thing they do. Now, that little fart wouldn't ever in a million years sit in a meeting with a group of adults she was talking about and look at them and say that. She does not have that kind of courage. And this digital courage, hiding behind things, in her case, she wasn't even smart enough to hide behind an icon. She actually posted her real name. But, man, this stuff comes back. It comes back. The opposite of this is gratitude. Teaching your kids gratitude and teaching them courage. And teaching them, I heard my next door neighbor when I was growing up. We had a neighborhood where all the parents were apt to parent you if you didn't behave. You could get busted in anybody's house, is what I'm saying, in our neighborhood. And my next door neighbor, I've heard him say it 1,000 times. If you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But when people have the ability to hide behind electronics and do this kind of thing, then they're cowards. And you're raising a coward when you teach them this. The opposite of that is to raise them to have gratitude. Gratitude starts with something as simple as manners. Please. Thank you. How many children do you run into today that say please and thank you? And smile and open the door for someone. See, that's basic gratitude. And when you start with that, you have a higher propensity to raise a child that will not cost you $80,000 with her Facebook post. And you have a higher propensity to not raise a child that will become a spineless internet troll hiding behind icons because they're not man enough or woman enough to stand up for what they really say. And so they spend all their time being bitter and anonymous. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.